Well, I wanted to thank you all for coming, and I haven't been able to be here all day, but I was here for that last panel session, and it was incredibly fascinating for me to hear all those fantastic ideas and suggestions. I wanted to be brief, but just start off with a personal story. Not that long ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had this incredible headache. They're called thunderclap headaches. I don't know if anyone's ever had one before. If you do, get in an ambulance and go to hospital. So I had this incredible headache and I was very ill. And my husband, who is fantastic but has an arts degree and an MBA, started Googling. But my background is in psychology. I've done enough neuroanatomy to know that it was not very good. And so we called an ambulance and I got to hospital pretty quickly. It's one of those problems where it can either be a really life-threatening aneurysm or just a totally bad headache that you've got a virus from. Thankfully, I had a totally bad headache with a virus and not an aneurysm. But it is one of those things where if you don't get to hospital in a really short period of time, you just kind of drop dead. So even though I had this massive headache, all I could think of in the ambulance, it's the first time I've ever been in an ambulance, it was so ridiculous, was, do you know, it's the middle of the night and there's congestion on King Street in Newtown, and that is slowing me down from getting to hospital when my brain might be bleeding. That is all I could think. Then I got to hospital and they did a CAT scan. Thankfully it was all clear. And again, all I could think was, do you know that CAT scan's going to sit in this hospital? It's not going to be shared. My digital health records will not be shared around, so that if this ever happens to me again, they'll have to do another CAT scan. They won't be able to compare it with the CAT scan that's stuck in this hospital. This is totally, totally ridiculous. Now, I did appreciate hearing all those ideas from the past. All those ideas about the future. I just wanted to remind you, I'm sure people have heard of a guy called Thomas Young. He died 187 years ago, and he's sort of quite famous for being the last person who was said to know everything. So 187 years ago, Thomas Young, he knew multiple languages, he was a doctor, he was a professor of philosophy, and it really was considered at the time that he knew everything there was to know in the world, right? How far have we come in 187 years from a situation where we could have a person who knew everything quite some way? My youngest son, Thomas, also named Thomas, he is 5. He's just started primary school this year. He's already coding Lego robots to move, right? It is so fantastic what is out there. It is so unpredictable what the future will hold. But there is so much potential for change. So as a City of Sydney councillor, I just want to close this session by saying there are some of us in government who get it. Not all of us, I don't want to make that claim, but there are some of us who get it. There are some of us who think in the middle of the night, God, if only we could do this better, my brain might survive a little bit longer. Turns out I'm okay. But I am doing what I can in the City of Sydney to try and get them to get it a little bit better. I've moved a motion about it. We're going to put some thought into our digital strategy. I know you're laughing at me because government's too slow. I get all that, but it's a start. But I also get that there is so much potential here, and that as a city, we cannot afford to miss this wave. We don't want to lose the jobs, the economic development, but most importantly, we don't want to lose the livability in our cities that will come about because of this revolution. And it is a revolution. So I get it. I'm doing my best to get other people to get it. I thank you for all that you do, and more importantly, I thank you for all that I know you will do to make changes in our cities, to make them more livable, to save people's lives, to get the garbage collected, and all those things in between. So thanks again, congratulations on being here, and I look forward to working with you all and seeing what you all do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. That was great. So before we wrap up, just wanted to thank everybody for being here, for contributing to the conversation. As I mentioned, there'll be a few more events this year around IoT and under everything IoT. I want to thank our sponsors again, KPMG, Cisco, Blue Chili, Alex Group, and Propeller. They're all supporting us and helping us make these events happen. And last but not least, I want to mention a very famous saying that the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So I encourage you to go all and invent the future. Thank you very much.